And every time I whine about it, I'm like, okay, well, there are people that like their job is to go to war. And then there's people like me where my like side hustle is like freaking get on the yoga mat and listen to the Beatles. Like, I'm not going to bitch. I'm stalling. Let me show you a picture of someone. There's a poster in my room. The kitty wants to go outside. Oh my God. If you're still watching this, then you're a really good psychiatrist. Or maybe it's like, you know what? You have my permission to use this in any of your clinics that you're going to like possibly like do not like that you're going to do a lecture for. Because now it's going to get kind of good. It's been good the whole time though. It's sad. But just for you, I'm your client. And being honest was what got me this far. It's like I have friends that are like, oh, I went to my psychiatrist and I tell them like all kinds of fucking bullshit lies because they're stupid and like they'll never understand me. And I'm like, why don't you just tell them the truth? Why don't you just tell them the truth? And like, which leads me, like, what about the George Harrison thing? That was a lie. So in all honesty, all of that, like that whole thing was a fucking lie. Like they led me with lies. And what happened? I was like a fucking monster. A fucking monster. But yeah, having your best friend ripped away from you, like because of your behavior, will make you never do that again. You know it. I've never told anybody this, so I'm just gonna tell you. I'm trying to find the porch light out here. The porch light. Where's the porch light? Sorry, hold on. What the heck? Sorry. Forget the porch light for a second. It's taking too much time. Whitewater. 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 UW Platteville for their Bud School. Whitewater people are like a little like overexcited about being whitewater people. Oh, I got wrinkles. Oh well. I'll put more weed on it. When my dad had his stroke and I came home and I had to be like put into that situation where I was a full-time caregiver, I did not understand the things that I didn't have time to figure out the things that I went through mentally. And then also my divorce. And I'm like, all the magical things that happened and then how they stopped. I didn't know why. Now I'm living in this time where now it's just it's ordinary for the more yoga I do, the better it is, like for me and for my family. Do I get irritated like because it's like that's my obsessive thought now? My obsessive thought now is like the yoga and stuff and the military. Some people go to the military, some people go to school. Some people do both because the military like pays for you to go to school. I never talked about it. Sometimes I would talk about it, but then it seemed kind of crazy, obviously. See, and like, I'm even kind of like afraid to talk about this next part, which is the part that you're probably waiting for, because it's like, how's she going to go about talking about this next part when she's been through all that stuff? And she's probably scared to death. I'm scared to death. I was scared to death. I guess I'll start by showing you a picture. How about this picture first? Step over a box. Here's this picture. This is Easter. It says paws on grass. It's supposed to be a joke, like paws on grass. Like your paw, like your dad, like paws on grass. I haven't told anybody yet, and I haven't heard anything back yet, and that's why I don't believe in jinxing things. I still have to do better, but I'm not doing like what I did like on the first, where I don't even know what to say because I'm scared. I'm scared. I shouldn't be scared. Should I wait until like stuff actually happens before I say something? I'll show you another poster that I have on my wall. It's a poster. I'll just show you, okay? Maybe that'll prompt me to say something. There's a poster of somebody. There's love. That guy, his name is Jake. And he went to Whitewater. I went to Whitewater too. Why is that such a big deal? It's almost 2 hours for this. And this is the part that like you probably want to know about. The Nick stuff gets really annoying. But I had to tell somebody without apologizing that Nick tortured me. I work for Amnesty International. I don't take that lightly. It was not okay. Do you believe in karma? Karma is not like karma is what's going to happen good for me, not what's going to be hurtful to somebody else. You know? This is what he looks like again. That's him when he's like 20, probably like 20 or like 22 or something. He is a man now. And I can't even look at pictures of him online. Like, I've seen 2 things, like I won't like look at pictures of him because I don't want to be like scared to death. I want to be surprised. He knows what I look like. He knows what I look like. Not like it's all about what you look like, but I am afraid to look at the pictures of him now. The pictures that I have seen recently of him that I would allow myself to see, he has a really big smile and like he has long hair. Like he has like the biggest smile. Like he actually like he just looks like somebody that's like a naturally happy person. He looks like somebody that is a naturally happy person that really has fun like at his job. And like he has like a beard and like long hair and like that's like really attractive to me. And then I saw a picture of him where he was clean shaven and his hair was like a lot darker. Like, so I was wondering if like in the one picture, like he was out in the summer like running and stuff and his hair was a little more like light brown. But this other picture, and like when I, in my mind's eye, like when I see him, like I'll, you know what I'll talk to you about it now because this is the part where like I'm getting off of the other subject that took like 2 hours, okay? The other picture, like he has like really dark hair and it's long, but he doesn't have, he has like, his face is like clean shaven. And I was like, I almost could not like fucking, I know he's gonna have a beard and stuff. And I wouldn't like, tell him to shave it or anything like that. But that's the kind of like, that's the look that I'm looking for. Somebody that smiles, somebody you can look at them and you know that they, or like, we'll say something special. He doesn't look like that. He just, like, like he enjoys life, like he's happy he's alive. What a difference from what I saw for years. Okay. This is Jake. His name is Jake Kummerow. You can look him up. He played for Whitewater, and then the Packers drafted him. And then he was like an alternate for the Saints. And then he's on the Buffalo Bills now. He went to Whitewater. I think they drafted him like when he was like 20 or 20, like with the, like right when this picture was taken. It was like right before like he went to the NFL. And he went to the NFL. I'm just telling you this. This is the fun part now. This is the fun part now. Like I'm just telling you. It was like 2016, like May of 2016 when he went to go start training for the Packers. And when I took my friend Matthew that you met to Whitewater, it was August of 2016 when we were like, we would have both like, so I just missed him by like 2 or 3 like months. We didn't cross paths. My friend, he's my friend. My cousin Michael is a Packer fan. I'm a Bears fan. He was just really excited one day. He's like, Laura, oh my God, do you know who Jake Kummerow is? I'm like, no, who's Jake Kummerow? And he's like, oh, he went to Whitewater, and he's like one of the best football players in the football league right now. He's like so freaking impressive. And I'm like, well, what team does he play for? And he's like, the Packers. And I'm like, oh man. I'm like, you mean they drafted him for the Packers? And I was like kind of like mean. I was like not mean about it, but I was like, okay. I'm like, I hope he does really well. I hope like, that's really cool that he got in the NFL. I hope he has good luck, even though he plays for the Packers. I was disappointed they played for the Packers, but I was happy for him. I didn't think anything of it, and I feel like this story's too long, but this is the story you've probably been waiting for. And I always do say thank you for listening to me, as if like it's a big chore for someone to actually listen to me. Because for women, they always have like the stereotype. They just yap and yap and yap, and it's just like nonsense. I know that getting around the story about, I'm trying to wrap my head around that. And my battery's getting low. And then, like, Mike brought him up again. Yeah. Or I think I asked or something. I said, what's that guy's name? Because it's kind of a unique name. Like, I've never heard of anybody with a name like that. Plug my phone in. Like, what's his name again? I know, right? And he's like, oh, Jake Kummerow. And I'm like, I'm going to have to look that up. So I did. And that's like, I was too afraid. It's like, it's really weird because I've only watched one thing of him because I don't want to watch too many videos of him. I was like, I watched a video of him at Perkins Stadium, like tossing his football to his roommate. And he's like that age in that picture, and he was like so sweet. And somebody's calling me. Somebody's calling me. I'm just gonna let it go. He was just, I remember he was tossing the football around at Perkins Stadium, which I've never even seen a game at. I'd walk past it like every other day to go to yoga, to go to the gymnasium, but like I've never seen a game there. And I remember he was just throwing the ball, and I know this is entirely too long, but he said, it's beautiful out here. And he's just like, I don't know. I really liked him. I fell in love with him. Did I fall in love with him? I knew that I loved him when I saw that video, enough that I didn't want to see any more videos. And now I'm getting... like, it's hard for me to even, like, I'm in love with him. Like, you know how, like, I was so, like, this sounds like I'm not excited, doesn't it? Sounds like I'm not excited. It's because I'm exhausted. And this is, like, I guess what happened. I sent him some fan mail just because I had, like, no, in hindsight, if this was ever going to happen to somebody, like, this should be like how it happens. I only wanted to, I sent him a little care package that had a kaleidoscope in it that I got at a garage sale. That got a pair of like 80s sunglasses in it that I got at a garage sale. I got a peanut butter buddy bar, but I took one of the peanut butter bars out and like I gave him one of the peanut butter bars. And I put it in a seaweed box because there's some videos of me like where I'm talking about kelp. And I was hungry for kelp. But like I thought, oh, it's a seaweed box. It's a box to put your weed in. So that's what I put it in. I made a scroll out of like the alma mater song for Whitewater. And I know that he's a Bears fan. He's from Elgin, Illinois. Even though he played for the Packers, Dave Dworson, number 22 from the Bears, unfortunately he committed suicide, but in his suicide note, he said, please look at my brain, because he had like concussions and stuff. And he said, please look at my brain, because he was in agony, and he was really scared about like the hallucinations and vertigo, and like it was just like, he said, please, in a moment of clarity, he said, please look at my brain and do research on it so that football players and, you know, people that are in sports or like people with the same kind of brain damage, like that you can do something for them. He says it's too late for me, but do something for people so that they don't have to suffer the way that I've suffered. And they did. And Illinois passes a law now that any football players 12 years and under can only play flag football with like tails. So that's actually a really big deal. The world's not that big. If Michael said that he was a really good football player and they went to Whitewater, that is a big deal. And I'm like, I went to school there too. I just wanted, I swear to God, and this is why, if anything works out, this is the reason why. Because I know that there are opportunists in this world, and I know that he is not in Kansas anymore, or Wisconsin anymore, where he wants to go out on dates. He wants to meet people. Like, but almost every fucking person is an opportunist. Every fucking person. Does anybody really want to get to know who the fuck he is? Does anybody ask him like what he likes? I happen to just know everything that he liked. Oh, and I sent him a $5 cheese certificate for Guile cheese. Thinking that, like, if he's the kind of guy that I think he is, like, he would come down here for $5 off cheese. I sent him a lot of things. They were all like, I'm gonna cut this part short, I guess. I can tell you. You reap what you sow. Everything is all right. I just wanted to make him feel happy. I just wanted to remind him of home. I wasn't trying to be anybody that I'm not, and I feel like I'm being a snot. And I was obsessed with Nick, and this is really kind of, I should like fuck up his football game. I sent like these things, like really like things that meant a lot to me, like sweatshirts and stuff that I sewed that I've worn a million times. I'm like, I'm gonna give that to him because it's the coolest. And it's like a worn out sweater. It's just like shit that's not expensive that like means the world to somebody. And I had no ulterior motives because I was obsessed with Nick. My only thought, because of the way Nick was, my only thoughts were like 100% Nick demanding all of my energy and all of my attention. And I'd write to Jake and I'd say, I really like this other guy. And he's been living with me for 2 years, and Jake really liked me. He already knew, like, probably that he really liked me. I don't know this because I haven't talked to him. I don't know these things because I haven't talked to him. So I guess that's all I have to say. I don't really know, like, anything else. I wasn't, like, trying to be that special girl that sends him stuff that's not expensive to make him fall in love with me as a trap. I really just wanted to make him feel happy, and, like, I'm sure he was homesick. And that was just stuff that I would like if I was homesick. And there's more to it than that, but, with all the eating and stuff, and then not thinking I'm good enough, and then like trying to sabotage myself. I don't know, I'm gonna let you go. In my mind's eye, and from what I can sense from this Jake Kumaro, and I'm acting like one of those weird people, he is the kindest, most authentic, genuine, compassionate, and caring fucking person. And I know, like, if he went to Whitewater, that he has been really hurt, and that he is, like, I don't know what he's been through. Probably some of I'm sure he's had his heart, like, taken out and, like, fucking, his whole heart was probably broken, like, in 13 places, like, it fucking stomped on. Like, it had to have been. That's just the way that we roll at Whitewater, dude. Like, I hope that I just had a feeling that, like, he's probably just looking for an authentic person. It's like everybody's like, well, what can he do for me? He's made out of money. What can he do for me today? And they're like thinking about, what can I say and do that can make him, like, what character can I be today that, like, he will like, instead of like being who they authentically are. And like, you can tell like right away when somebody's being that way. I have to let you go because I have to do Beatles Love Yoga. I've already spent 2 hours on here. The only, in my meditation, in my mind's eye, I only just recently realized that he might like me. I only just recently realized there is a Taylor Swift song, and it goes like, why can't you see, like, I don't even, like, I listen to Taylor Swift all the time. I gotta get on my mat. This is exhausting, isn't it? I feel like he's gonna be the person that, like, I'm not gonna have to be exhausted around anymore. I never, I was never, because I am so faithful, because I was so faithful to somebody that I put, you know how I was. I didn't even realize that somebody like Jake could love me. Not that I didn't think I was good enough. It just, I say slipped my mind. What did I forget? He, I sent him the video of my drug bust, and I've never even seen it yet. I have the other copy because I felt like we were friends already, or like I know how Whitewater people are. I'm like, I sent him a video. I sent him that. I said, will you watch this? And if there's anything that I need to know, like, will you just let me know? I have the other copy. They were like, it wasn't just like him. It was like all of like the Buffalo Bills were like, you need to get her the fuck away from him. You need to get her the fuck away from him. I don't know this for a fact, but it was like a unanimous decision. And it's like there's nothing you can do until like she realizes herself that he could like me. On that note, I'll let you go. Yeah, Jake Kumro could like me. The end.